Hi children, we will discuss about application of derivatives, the 6th chapter. Probably one of the chapter which has got a very high weightage, 10 or more than 10 marks you can get from this chapter. But of course, it is not that easy to score from all the areas of this chapter. What are the areas? First we have rate of change. Second one we have increasing decreasing function, and the third is maxima minima. I would say only maxima minima may trouble you if you have not prepared well in advance. But rate of change you should be able to do. You can get a 2-mark question. Rate of change you may remember, like for example in a circle the area changes with respect to the radius. If you change the radius, then correspondingly area will change. So you differentiate the function with respect to r. The what function? What to be found? You want to find the rate of change of area. So dA by dr. Sometimes with respect to time. Situations are there. I'm not speaking about questions, but you please remember at least to differentiate the function with the proper dimension given, whether it is time or radius, volume with respect to radius, or whatever it is. According to the question, you differentiate. All through this application of derivatives, all the questions, step 1 is differentiating the function only. So do not forget to find the first derivative in all the questions. At least if you have not done anything also, for that first derivative you can get some mark. So that is a shortcut which I am telling, that you all already know. If you have not noticed it, do not ignore the chapter, because some students have already planned that they are not going to learn this chapter. They don't want to spend time on that because they have not prepared it so far. That is true, but you should find the given function's derivative, dy by dx. At least that. Okay. Then the second area is increasing decreasing functions. Increasing decreasing function also, whatever the function to be found to be increasing or decreasing in a given interval. If the interval is given, it's okay. Or it may be the complete real line from minus infinity to plus infinity. You find dy by dx, you equate to 0, then you will get x values which we call as critical values. Plot those values between minus infinity and plus infinity, or in the given interval. For trigonometric functions it is 0 to 2 pi. In that you mark it and you put some testing value in between, and you check what is the property of f dash of x, whether it is positive or negative. When it is positive, you will understand that that area it is increasing. If it's a negative, then it is decreasing. I'm not telling the theory of the tangent or the position of tangent. Right now, you at least remember this one. So do not forget what? To differentiate the function. Then to equate that to 0, so that you will get the critical point. That much would be much easier. But you may find it sometimes difficult if you are not very familiar with the trigonometric functions or trigonometry. When trigonometric functions comes, you may find it difficult sometimes. So work out a few questions at least given in the textbook from exercise, from the corresponding exercise. When it comes to the last exercise, maxima minima also, you have got a local maxima minima and absolute maximum minimum. Maxima minima, x values. Maximum value means we know y values. Again, here these two, whether you have to look at the question and make sure that it is not closed interval for local maximum minimum. If it is closed interval question means it's absolute maximum, absolute minimum. So for both the process is different. But anyway, the first step is, as I said, to find dy by dx of the function. You equate to 0. Then you will get some critical points, I mean some x values. If it is closed interval means those values and the given interval, suppose closed interval a to b, from a and b, use a and b, or 2 to 3, whatever it is. those values and the in-between values you substitute in f of x. F of x you substitute. And look at the bigger answer, that will be your maximum value. The smallest answer will be the minimum value. And when it comes to local maxima and minima, you again, there the interval will be open interval, or the interval may not be mentioned in an application question. So that time also you will do dy by dx, you will equate to 0, get the critical points, and then if the question, if it is mentioned first derivative test, you go for that method by plotting the points and checking in between values. And first, if it is positive, then it is negative, then you will say that point in between will be maxima. The other way means it will be minima. That also it's a part of explanation. And another thing that you should remember is the second derivative, the most common work that we do. We find f dash of x, then we equate to 0, get the critical points, and those critical points you substitute in f double dash of x, second derivative. And then we understand that if it is negative, it is maxima. Whatever you consider, that point will be maxima, or otherwise it is minima if it is positive value. Here what you should note is this third exercise, 6.3, is very important because you will get a long answer type question. Either for 5 marks, mostly it will be case study question. So make sure that you, if you have studied those area from 6.3, you have got many application questions are there. Those questions, if you are thoroughly learned before, you can easily practice and get through that. Other children, at least you should know application questions, that every function we need, every application question you need a function to be maximized and minimized. So you need to find out from the situation what is the function, what is to be maximized or minimized. Is it volume, is it area, or something else depending upon the question. Okay, then identifying that function and create that function depending upon whatever may be the figure. If it is a cone, you will say volume means 1 by 3 pi r square h. If that volume to be maximized, your function is, you may write s equal to 1 by 3 pi r square h. Then the second step is to convert that into a single variable function. With the help of some given thing in the question, you should be able to convert that function in one variable. Then with respect to the variable present in the function, you will find dy by dx, ds by dx, or whatever it is. Or if it is in terms of y, you will find ds by dy, where s is the function. So then you do equate to 0, get critical points, substitute this in, you get the critical points, and then check what they said is happening or not. And you can make sure that it is maxima or minima by substituting it in the second derivative of that function. So importantly, you get the critical point, and with that critical point you will be able to reach whatever conclusion from the given function. There are many questions. If you have not learned that part at all, never learned, it will be after this chemistry exam you start learning, it will be difficult. So my idea is, such students, you learn at least 2 or 3 questions either from miscellaneous or from 6.3. Miscellaneous also, all questions are very important, miscellaneous examples also. So decide, because if you learn 3 questions, you at least will remember repeatedly 3 questions you learn, or write those questions at least 4 or 5 times and try to recollect the idea. That will help to create another new question, which is new maybe for you alone, because you have not gone through that. At least 3 questions. Let it be any question. I don't say that, but from around 6.3 you have from question number 5, 6, 7, 8 up to 12, it is absolute maximum minima question, except 6 and 9. Then you have from question 12 to 26. You have got so many questions are there. In that you can do 20, 21, 22. That length of wire. Then rectangles of all the rectangles that are inscribed in a circle. The square has got the largest area. Likewise, a right circular cylinder of given surface area is fixed, and a maximum volume such that the height is equal to the diameter. That are all to be proven. So that how I cannot orally explain that, or that is meaningless. If you have learned that one well, otherwise you can select a few questions with the method. You practice those because it can help you when a new question or some other question which you have not learned. So luckily, if the same question comes, very good, you will be able to work it out. So do not leave that chapter even if there is less time. At least if nothing is done, at least one question you learn. Please, one question you select and work it out. That will help you at least to find a dy by dx and a little bit. They will get some credit instead of losing the complete 5 or 4 marks. And likewise in miscellaneous also. Miscellaneous, actually all those questions are once or otherwise asked. So all those questions are important only. Even then, question number 9 you can learn, question number 5 you can learn, question number 14 you can learn from miscellaneous exercise, and similarly some example questions also. So try to learn those questions and keep revising. Let those questions, whatever you learn, let it be handy when you go for your exam hall that day. Let it be with you, because that day before you enter exam hall, you can look at if you have studied only minimum question. A child who studied everything, they don't need any of such support. They may approach it in a little more different way. So that's okay. But if you are going with only few questions, at least those questions you revise. Calculus part can be revised before you enter the exam hall. But parallelly, all these should be kept ready. Make sure that day morning you will not be able to. Then you have to carry so many books. So arrange it so that you can work. And increasing decreasing function, you will be able to get some 2-mark question. Rate of change also you will get. You will be able to score considerably good marks if you have not studied also. So prepare well and take it as a challenge. Work it out 2-3 times. As I said in the planning, difficult chapters should be done in the first day itself, because as the days go by and as you reach closer to exam, you will be tensed to start learning something new. So in the first day, immediately after coming from chemistry exam, you start working the integrals and application of derivatives. If you know the differentiation formula, if not, then you have to start from there also. Okay, anyway, do well. Thank you.